Sports Blitz Live is on the air with full coverage of the Auburn Tigers,
Touchdown Auburn!
the Alabama Crimson Tide,
Off the inside, intercepted Alabama. Touchdown!
and everything college and high school sports. Now, let's join Andy, Brett, Randy, and Luke for this edition of Sports Blitz Live.
Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday evening. Welcome into this another edition of Sports Blitz Live. I am Andy Graham, alongside Luke Robinson, and we'll be with you for the next 2 hours, taking your phone calls, 256-234-6221, and taking your comments on the Sports Blitz Facebook page. You can just comment away, and we'll get to as many of those as we can throughout the show tonight. A lot to talk about. The SEC spring meetings going on right now. College presidents, ADs, and coaches trying to decide on whether to have an 8-game schedule or a 9-game conference schedule. Some pluses and minuses, some positives and negatives to both of those. We might get a vote this week. We might not get a vote this week. Apparently there is a difference of opinion in the conference from what was written in the article that I read. 5, I think, schools are pretty adamant they like the 8, which I guess would mean 6 like the 9, and there are 3 on the fence. You need an 8. You need 8. You need a majority, a simple majority, to pass it. So,
well, I think if you don't mind, we can just start there because there's a lot of ways to go with this. It's funny. I heard a national guy talking about, and now Alabama's on the 8 side because Nick Saban's pouting because he's got the rumor of Tennessee, Auburn, and LSU. And I'm like, no, that's not pouting. That's that. I would complain about that too. Nick Saban's been calling for 9 conference games since 2012, and he's been banging that drum. And now you're like, okay, we'll give you 9. We'll just give you the 3 hardest we can give you. And he's like, wait a minute now. Okay. And then I guess Georgia gets Vandy, Kentucky, and.
Well, I'm sure Auburn would get Alabama, Georgia, and some.
Well, and they saw
probably
Vanderbilt.
LSU.
No, they saw the rumor was Vanderbilt, Alabama, Georgia, and Vandy. And
that would be a.
Well, look, I think if that's the case and everybody's upset about it, 2 things. First of all, I'm fine with 9 games, although I don't.
And by the way, just for reference, if it's an 8-game schedule, that means you have one permanent opponent and 7 rotators. If
Correct.
It's a 9-game schedule, you have 3 permanent opponents and 6 rotators. So,
okay. I'm pro 9. I do feel like, okay, if you want to say, I think they need to do their best, and I understand it's all cyclical, but let's be frank, Alabama LSU is sort of the newcomer of the bunch. I'm fine getting rid of Tennessee, too. I know Alabama's dominated for a while, but it is one of the more historic rivalries in the SEC. So my vote would be Alabama, Tennessee, and Mississippi State. Mississippi State, those are the 2 closest geographically in the SEC, so that makes a lot of sense. If I'm Auburn, I'm like, okay, Alabama and Georgia, yeah, it stinks. They are where they are. I don't think Vanderbilt's the way to go, but I would do somebody like, would you prefer an Ole Miss? Would you prefer – Okay, Ole Miss probably fine. In fact,
Arkansas, I don't care.
Arkansas, but see, I think you got to go Arkansas with like more west, and I like Ole Miss for Auburn.
Yeah, but there's no division, so I mean, it's
I understand.
all up for grabs.
I understand. I'm just saying in terms of keeping the interest alive too. But I think that Ole Miss would be cool, and I know this may only be short term, depending on what happens. But the whole Hugh Freeze, Lane Kiffin dynamic adds to that. So that's a pretty cool one, right? But I don't think they'll do that. I think Alabama is one of those that was pro 9-game, and now they're sort of like, hey, wait a minute, if you're going to give us those 3, no, we're not pro 9-game. And I don't blame them. And if that's the case, and here's the other thing. My cohort on Locked On Bama, Jimmy Stein, knows a lot about this. He said, look, one problem is money. ESPN, ABC, laying off people left and right. They're not just laying off people you don't know either. They're laying off some names you know. They're not laying off the 3rd cameraman. And so it's about money. If the SEC is probably going to be like, hey, if we're going to add a 9th game, you can't just get the same package.
Yeah.
You know, if we're going to play best on best, 9 times, you got to pay us. I mean, I'm taking a stab at $70 million, $5 million a team extra for that extra game. ESPN may say we don't want to do that. And then if you're the SEC, what possible motive do you have to go into 9 games? Because you only hurt yourself. So I think the SEC will stay at 8. I think Alabama and Auburn will be permanent. I mean, look, I just don't see any other way it's going to be anything else. I think Georgia, Florida will be permanent. The problem will become, well, who's going to be Tennessee's permanent? Because really, if you're Tennessee, it should be Alabama. And the next rival down, who the heck is it? I mean, and it's not going to be Georgia or Florida. They got each other.
Yeah.
South Carolina?
Who's left?
Vandy?
Oh, my goodness. I mean, that is there.
I know. But I can stomach that because they still have 7 rotators, and I can stomach that.
And again, we say, well, we're going to be losing Alabama, Tennessee. We're going to be losing Auburn, Georgia. No. I mean, if you got 7 rotators, it's coming around.
It comes
really
around very quickly. Now, yes, we would all love to see Auburn, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee every year. Yes, we'd love to see Alabama, LSU every year still. But, I mean,
I would have loved to have seen Auburn, Florida.
I was going to say,
we lost that.
We used to have Auburn, Florida all the time. Doesn't happen anymore. And everybody got over it. You know, the whole landscape is changing. Nick Saban came out with said something today about how the whole thing's looking like the NFL, and if everybody in the NFL were 8-8, the NFL would love it. I don't know that I love that, but I think that they're trying to create parity, and I've said this: parity is a myth. Parity is a complete myth. I mean, really, if you're the NFL, they always talk about you have so much parity. Well, the Commanders haven't had parity because they've had terrible leadership. So their parity isn't there. You know, if you have the wrong leader, no matter how many resources you have, you're going to stink. So, but going back to this about 8 games or 9 games, I think it's more likely that we see 8 versus 9, and I think it wouldn't shock me if some of these other conferences are like, okay, we'll go back to 8. And then, because the other thing I told Jimmy Stein was this. Coming up, Alabama has Wisconsin on the schedule. They got Florida State on the schedule. These are home and homes now. They've got Notre Dame on the schedule, Ohio State on the schedule, Boston College on the schedule, you know, Virginia Tech on the schedule. They've got a bunch of great teams on the schedule lined up. So I don't really care if we don't go to 9 games. That's enough for me. If I go make a trip to Boston College, it's going to be awesome. I'd love to do that. And only get 8 SEC games, I'm totally
maybe
fine.
Maybe an 8-game schedule will, incentivize other people to do that. Makes them better, out-of-conference games for home and
Now,
home.
would I like it more if the weekend before the Iron Bowl had some meaning somewhere? Yes. I think we've got to fix that. That weekend is a stinker.
Yeah.
It is a stinker weekend. And, I don't mind Alabama playing Mercer, Auburn playing Alabama State. Let's not do it on the same weekend. Let's not do it on the same weekend. I think that's reasonable. Now, I get why Alabama and Auburn do it because you're thinking, hey, before I play my main rival and then go play the SEC championship game, I don't want to play some other rival. That makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we did it with Georgia for ages.
But it wasn't Auburn and Georgia, and then it wasn't Georgia and then Alabama back to back. It was always Georgia, a buffer, Alabama.
Well, I mean, but until later, wasn't it? Well, I mean, back in the day, we'd take a week off.
Yeah, for the SEC title game, you mean?
No, I mean between the Georgia and Auburn, that last game. I'd rather play somebody than have a week off.
I'd definitely rather
than have your off.
There used to be
week
2 weeks off, right?
Seemed like we
for
did
everybody.
do that for a little while.
And I'm fine with just 1 week off. I mean, look, here's what I think should happen too. I mean, we're getting off topic from the schedule, but I'd love to see the number of scholarship players go up. I mean, I'd love to see it go up by, if you put
100?
I mean, just say 90.
Why?
Well, because I think if you're going to say, all right, now these players, now we're going to have this 12-team playoff. Got to play a championship game. And everybody says, well, it's just 1 extra game. But it's extra games for a lot of people. And, man, this is a collision sport. And here's the other thing. We're about to see it where some of the lesser teams are going to fall by the wayside and we won't be playing them as much. So you're going to be playing more good on good, which means more speed, more violence, more action, more opportunity to get hurt. So I feel like it should be, we should say, okay, if we're going to have fewer teams that are really in this thing, and that's going to be the irony is they think 12-team playoffs is going to make it so you have more teams involved. You're actually going to probably have fewer. Then we need to make it where if somebody gets hurt, also with the transfer portal and stuff like that.
Fewer, maybe from fewer conferences, but I mean, literally, you'll have more teams.
You'll have literal more teams in the playoff, but you'll have fewer teams. You know, they're always like everybody deserves a shot. No, they really don't. They really don't.
Well, you can't increase the scholarship level in football without and leave baseball where it is.
Football is excluded from Title IX, I believe. So football,
that's true,
you can
but I'm
do
just
that.
saying, in good conscience, you cannot do that.
You can't do anything about baseball legally.
Sure, you can. Just bump up the softball too.
I would be fine with that, but I'm saying you want to do that. Okay, let's do that. But then schools will start saying we don't have infinite amount of money, which they're lying. They've got all the money, but I'm just saying that's not going to happen. I'm fine bumping up football scholarships, and I've always been an advocate of bumping up baseball scholarships. I always thought that was stupid.
It is
11.7?
11.7.
Regardless.
I don't even know what that means.
It means you can get your books, you can get a gas card.
Yeah.
I mean, it's stupid. But regardless, I've been pro 9-game. When I saw how they were going to do it up, I said, I can't be for that. I mean, if all you have to do is substitute LSU for Mississippi State for Alabama, and, you can do something. Look, I'd gone through all the possibilities. For Oklahoma, you can have, yes, you definitely want Texas, right? They got to keep Texas. Who else? I think you give Oklahoma probably Missouri or Arkansas. Mm-hmm. An old Southwest opponent in Arkansas. Or actually, they were the Big 8, right? So they weren't in the Southwest.
Yeah, who was?
Arkansas.
Yeah, I think they were Southwest, weren't they?
But I'm saying Oklahoma wasn't in. Oklahoma was in the Big 8.
Yeah.
So maybe you give Oklahoma, Missouri, old Big 8. Then you give Oklahoma maybe something like an LSU. See, now LSU, you definitely give them Texas A&M. I think, you definitely give them Ole Miss. That's probably one of their rivals. And then LSU may claim Florida as one of their big rivals.
I was going to say, yeah, Florida.
But there's a lot of ways to mix this up. And I understand Vandy's going to get their 3 teams. But why can't Vandy's 3 teams be Ole Miss, South Carolina, and Kentucky? Would anybody complain about that?
No.
You see, if you give Vandy to Georgia, we're going to lose our collective minds, right? Yeah. But if you give Georgia, South Carolina, I think we go, okay, we can live with that.
Well, I got no problem with that. Well, if it stays at 8, so that means you don't do the 4-pod thing?
No.
You do what you state, but you don't do divisions?
You definitely, I don't think you need divisions anyway.
So what do you do? I mean, everybody plays everybody, and the 2 best teams go to play the SEC title.
What are the tiebreakers? Heck if I know.
Well,
that's what 9 makes a lot of sense.
That's
but
for
you
them
need
to
more
work
money.
out. Yeah,
9 makes a lot of sense, but you need more money.
Rob gets our first break here. If you got any thoughts on that, what do you think? 8-game schedule for SEC football, 9-game schedule for SEC football. Which do you prefer? Give us a call. Let us know. Send us a message, and tell us what's on your mind. We'll be back with more Sports Blitz Live right after this.
Forbes Auto Sales, located on Highway 280 in Kellyton, is all about selection and service. Selection of clean, sharp used cars, trucks, and SUVs selected by Robert Forbes himself. Service. Forbes Auto Sales is all about servicing vehicles on the lot, but also servicing your personal vehicle. Keep this in mind. If you don't see what you're looking for on the lot, just tell old Robert to go shopping for you. That's what he does. Personal service, and that's what it's all about at Forbes Auto Sales in Kellyton.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our best rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Lake Martin Mobile Detailing is the #1 auto and boat detailing company in Central Alabama. Don't trust your boat or vehicle to just anybody. Hire the professionals. Top-of-the-line ceramic coating, detailing, gel coat restoration, and paint correction gives you the options to take care of your vehicle the right way. Located at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville, Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have you riding in style. Call them today at 256-794-2328 for Superior Automotive and Boat Detailing.
Farmers and Merchants Bank of Dadeville is building a foundation of strength and trust in the entire Lake Martin community. With our modern branch in Dadeville and caring, attentive staff, we've established Farmers and Merchants Bank as a reliable friend to your banking needs. Whether it's just a savings or checking account or any commercial, auto, or real estate loan, Farmers has local decision making to build a relationship with you and your needs. Farmers and Merchants Community Bank. Strength, service, community.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. We are brought to you each and every Tuesday evening by some great sponsors. JR's Sports Bar and Grill, wonderful place to have lunch or dinner right here in downtown Alexander City. Great food, great atmosphere, and great people there at JR Sports Bar and Grill. Long time sponsor of Sports Blitz Live. Randy and I were talking today. This Sports Blitz has evolved over the years. Used to, at one time, we actually, this is before my time, I should say, thought it would be a great idea to have a NASCAR themed segment, and your brother was going to be in charge of it.
That is true, and it couldn't have been worse.
And Justin reminded me, y'all actually had Bobby Alston on the show.
Did we?
Yes. Not in person.
I know.
But as a guest on the show. So, there you go.
There's no chance Austin knew anything about any of
that. Does anybody that we know anything about that?
I mean, I know NASCAR is like wildly popular, whatever. I can't watch it.
Not nearly as much as it used to be.
No, it is really.
I never quite understood that. What happened with the popularity of it? I mean, But anyway,
I mean, like the Indy 500, I didn't even know it was on. I didn't want to watch.
Oh no,
I've never.
Now, I mean, for that car going 200 miles an hour,
it's unbelievable.
I respect those guys, but I just can't. I mean, I get in a car and drive around. So I mean,
yeah, it just does nothing for me. But yeah, we did have some NASCAR segments. It is funny how you think back. Not trying to go down memory lane too terribly much, but I mean, we've had some times on here, man. And then, like, I remember when Brett and Randy first reached out to me, like, this is what they want to do. Like, we need a Bammer voice, and they talked to Austin and me, and we both started doing it, and we didn't know our butt from deep center field. And people might say, hey, not a lot's changed.
That is true. Yeah. Well, also, we're brought to you by Sunshine Heating and Air. Kevin Kill does a tremendous job there for all your heating and cooling needs. 256-825-4849.
I do remember So we used to have Sports Blitz. It used to go from 6 to 8.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a show called Sports Blitz Overtime, which I did from JR's by myself
Right.
for a while.
Didn't the show start at JR's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now wait a minute. We've done it both ways, but like, so we had the show over here, and then they'd switch it to me, and I'd be at JR's by myself. And about 8 o'clock, my low light starts flickering. Like I'm done.
Yeah.
Like I'm done. I get up early. I just, I don't want to stay up too late. And about 8:30, I mean, like my head's down. Like there's 2 people out there eating dinner. Everybody in Ellick City eats pretty early. It's the 6 o'clock is the
We
eating
roll
hour.
up the sidewalks at 8 o'clock. What do you?
So there wasn't a lot. It wasn't like it's a bustling hubbub. Yeah. So those were some times, dude. I remember thinking I'd look down. It was one of those things where you look down and go, it's got to be 8:50, and I'd look down and be 8:22, and I'd be like, oh my God, how am I going to fill 38 more minutes of showtime?
Yeah. Well, since we had to fight off all the phone calls about the schedule, we'll just move on. 8 or 9 conference schedule.
Well, we did have a comment. I'll have to give it to you. Ty Sanders said,
Please stop talking about
Ty Sanders said, I would rather see an 8-game schedule. I wouldn't care if Auburn doesn't play Georgia every year. If we have an 8-game schedule, maybe Auburn future schedule will stay because the future schedules look good. I think Auburn future schedules look okay. Honestly, I think they could have done a little better. I mean, UCLA is a nice name. They're not really good. They got Baylor. I think Baylor may be their most formidable.
UCLA
opponent.
could beat us.
Well, I mean,
I'm
I'm just
just
saying,
being-
like, it's a fun trip. I did that UCLA trip, but UCLA ain't.
No, Auburn should beat them by 3 touchdowns twice.
Now, but here's the thing: I just thought of this. They're going to be in the Big Ten. Maybe they'll have a resurgence, but right now they're sort of. They do have Dante Moore coming in, who's
Like
one of
that
the top,
resurgence Nebraska had.
Yeah, and they have Cal home and away coming up, and that's just a stupid game. That's just a stupid game.
I mean, look, they're a program that we've never even thought about playing. So
and they're with good reason.
Well, I mean, you got to play these. Why not just play everybody at some point in time over the years?
It's a good game for Auburn right now because, like, you talk about a 3-touchdown win. Cal's not a very good program. So Auburn should beat them by 3 touchdowns both times, and you get a good trip out of it. I know a bunch of people making that trip. And, heck, I'd make the trip in a heartbeat myself. There's no doubt about it. But I'm saying it's not a game that moves the meter.
Well, I'll put it this way. I think in relation to this is one of the reasons I favor the 8-team schedule, because I think Auburn could be one of the more heavily beneficiary if we were to stay with the 8, because it would alleviate some of Auburn's schedule, which everybody agrees is extremely difficult.
Well, it eliminates a loss. Frankly, I mean, Georgia's won 15 of the last 18, is that right?
Something like that, yeah.
I think it's very fair to say that eliminates a loss. I think, Auburn is a huge beneficiary of the 8-game schedule. So if I'm Auburn, I'm like, we're sticking to 8.
Now, I'm also a big proponent of going and getting some out-of-conference schools, but lesser, because while we have been ambitious and while we have been very capable, we have gotten our head bashed in by a lot of these out-of-conference for as far as I can remember. I go back to 2003, losing to
USC.
2-3, losing to USC, losing to Georgia Tech. We lost to South Florida. We lost to Penn State here last. I'm kind of sick of getting beat by these.
Well,
so we need to get some confidence about going and wait until we're in a little bit better shape as a program, and then start scheduling maybe.
And
some
again,
bigger
I think
schools.
that's why I think Cal is good for Auburn in that sense. I just don't. I would much rather see, as a college football fan, Auburn at Cal is not going to do anything for anybody. Now, it's going to help Auburn. It's going to help the program. But for college football, it doesn't do much. I would much rather see Auburn, Michigan State. Look, I know what some Auburn people say is, hey, Ohio State won't schedule us. And you know what? I kind of see Ohio State's point of view as sort of a lose-lose thing.
Notre Dame and Ohio State both.
Neither one of them. I get it. Okay. So what you do is say, we're going to play Michigan State. Because Michigan probably won't do the home and home either, right? Michigan's not exactly known for coming down south and playing games. So play Michigan State. I bet you they'd do it. I mean,
Auburn and Michigan have some history. Maybe they. I don't know. Maybe they would.
Well, I just feel like their other games. Cal's just so, like it just feels
We got
like
our
a
head
game.
beat in by Clemson. Of course, we beat them with two, but still.
Yeah. God, isn't it weird that if we're going to get to baseball in a minute, if Auburn wins their regional and Clemson wins theirs, won't Auburn have to go to Clemson?
Yep.
Why do the college gods want that matchup in every venue, in every
I don't know.
arena?
But Clemson's going to have our hands full. We can talk about that in the next segment.
Let's keep talking about this though. I like future schedule talk.
Okay. Well, let's take a break first, and then let's contemplate.
Quitter,
and then we'll come back. Somebody's got to pay the bills because it ain't going to be me. We got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Are you in the mood to hit the road and travel in style? Then head on over to Opelika RV. You'll receive huge savings on travel trailers, lightweight campers, and fifth wheels by KZ, Sanibel, and StarCraft. Not only will you get the best prices around at Opelika RV, they also have a parts and service center to ensure you're always ready to enjoy a no-hassle road trip. Visit Opelika RV today for superior service and prices. Opelika RV, located at 6752 Highway 280 East in Opelika, or give them a call at 334-742-9160.
Growing your business isn't just one thing, it's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done, day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
You want the best opportunity to be successful in life. You deserve that opportunity. Well, you just happens to be in our motto, central to you, central to your success. Your future is right now. Don't wait. Make your dreams a reality by enrolling at Central Alabama Community College. Register today at cacc.edu.
Looking for an attorney you can trust for your real estate closings? Wisdom Law Firm at Lake Martin has you covered. Your real estate transactions are fast, convenient, and professional every step of the way. Wisdom Law is certified and licensed by the American Land and Title Association and approved by all local lenders. Visit Wisdom Law Firm at 6366 Highway 49 in Dadeville or at their Auburn location at 2353 Bent Creek Road. No communication concerning a lawyer's legal services shall be published or broadcast unless it contains the following language, which shall be clearly legible or audible as the case may be. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Alex City Internal Medicine and Nephrology and Weight Loss Center provides optimum care for the whole person. Dr. Dimo Popov specializes in the prevention and diagnosis of high blood pressure, kidney disease, diabetes, and acute and chronic conditions. Our weight loss clinic offers lipo shots and a guide to healthy weight loss. Alex City Internal Medicine and Nephrology and Weight Loss Center, where lifestyle changes are made.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you, about 30 more minutes in the first hour of tonight's program. We're talking about future schedules. We're talking about possibly an 8 or a 9 conference game schedule. They're trying to decide that. They might vote on that this week, and it will
If they don't
will
vote on
become law.
What are they doing? Like, that's all we want to know about.
Well, they could have voted on it last week.
I understand.
Last year, and they balked. And now Sankey basically is saying, you better get it done now or I'm going to take control. So,
let's just knock this puppy out. Be done with it. That's all we care about.
You can't get 14 people together and agree on something.
You just need 8 of the 14 to do it.
That's right.
Well, now you got 16 there, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but Oklahoma and Texas don't have a vote.
Oh, that's true. All right. So we got a comment from Anthony Bamberg says, if the SEC does an 8-game schedule, Tennessee would have the honors, pun intended, of playing Vanderbilt simply because that's their in-state rival. I think Georgia-Florida rival is better than Georgia-Tennessee, historically speaking. There's no doubt, and so that's what we said during the break is, all right, so it'd be Alabama-Auburn.
I think, yeah.
Okay, Oklahoma-Texas.
Okay.
Georgia-Florida.
Okay.
I think you have to go, all right, you either go, I think Ole Miss, Mississippi State.
LSU and Arkansas? Is that, or LSU
No, I was going to go
A&M?
LSU, Texas A&M. Missouri, Arkansas.
Oh, it could be reverse of that. Well, Texas
No. You can't. You got to. I don't think
Texas A&M and Arkansas are kind of setting that up as a rival.
I agree, but Missouri, Arkansas is sort of a border war, and LSU, A&M has more history. So then I think, the LSU, Mississippi State, I said Florida, Georgia, so now what are we left with? South Carolina, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Vandy. All right. I think under these circumstances, he may be right. It may be Tennessee, Vandy. But I think if I were the SEC, I'd go, hold up. Here's what we're going to do. Tennessee, South Kakalaki, Vandy, Kentucky.
I could live with that.
I think we all could live with it. If we did that, everybody'd say, makes sense.
Except Tennessee, and they'd go, wait a minute.
Yeah, we
Vandy,
love Vandy.
Vandy's always been our traditional rival.
But I think if you're the SEC, you got to say, look, we're trying to make the most fun TV games we can. You and Vandy is not good. Vandy and anybody is not good. But we'd rather have a Vandy, Kentucky, where, okay, we got to get this done. Or Tennessee, Kentucky, South Carolina, Vandy. I could live with either of those.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think those would be the setups. And I could live with that, all that. And see, another thing I think about A&M and LSU and Arkansas, Missouri, I think if you go A&M, Missouri, while they did come into the league together, it feels like it's not SEC enough. Now, then you say, what about Oklahoma, Texas? We know they're new to the block, and we know you ain't getting rid of Oklahoma, Texas. That just ain't happening. That's one of the most historic rivalries in the country, so don't worry about that one. Move that one to the side. And then I think LSU, Texas A&M have always had, and they got a border war thing going. And that even though LSU, Arkansas, they've had a nice little rivalry too.
Yeah.
But, a lot of these things are going – LSU, has there been a better game, more meaningful game every year than LSU, Alabama? And it's going away.
I would argue Auburn, LSU has been incredibly entertaining.
It's been entertaining. I'm saying meaningful.
Oh, well, it's been there in the 2000s. Whoever won that game won the West.
In the early 2000s.
I say
okay, I'm saying for the last, let's keep it since
look,
Seinfeld
since
was canceled.
2000. My goodness. We're talking about the in this century.
Well, all right, in the last 15 years.
Yeah. I'm saying I get what you mean.
Yeah. So anyway, that's that. So let's go to your list now.
Okay. Yeah, let's do your list now.
Let's do your crappy
okay.
list.
SEC on CBS has come out with their schedule for the upcoming year. We will go down through here. Now, again, these are just dates. They have not. There's like two weeks, I think, maybe two or 3 weeks that are already taken.
Oh, okay.
That they've already filled in, and there are 2 weeks that are double headers. But I have listed games that are possible for the rest of the weeks. So we'll kick off September the 16th. This one's already set in stone. South Carolina at Georgia.
I think it's set in stone because I don't think there are a lot of options that weekend. If I remember, I know Alabama's at South Florida. I think Auburn's got, they'll be
This would be the Cal game.
Is that the Cal game? Auburn's got Cal third game of the year, not second?
Maybe it is. Maybe it is.
Regardless.
It's an out-of-conference.
It's an out-of-conference, and it's at Cal, so CBS doesn't have the rights. I think South Carolina, Georgia. And, look, South Carolina, Georgia's not going to be – Georgia may blow their doors off. I don't think it's going to be an awful game. South Carolina's better than you think.
And that game's oddly competitive.
Yeah.
Many, many times. All right, September the 23rd. Here you go. Here's your vote. Auburn at A&M. Ole Miss at Alabama. Arkansas at LSU.
Wow, that's early for Arkansas LSU, first
Yes,
of
it
all.
is.
But the easy answer is Ole Miss at Alabama. I mean, the whole Lane Kiffin, Nick Saban dynamic. Good chance both those teams are undefeated. I think Ole Miss will have played Tulane. I think they're at Tulane. They may, and remember we talked about they got another game that may not be awful. But I think both teams will be undefeated. First SEC game of the year. I think that's going to be an easy answer because here's the other thing. Even though I think Auburn will probably be undefeated, I'm not sure A&M will be. They've got to go to Miami. So a 2-1 A&M against 3-0 Auburn, or 3-0 Ole Miss against 3-0 Bama with Lane Kiffin, Nick Saban dynamic. That's an easy.
What about a couple of losses for Ole Miss? An undefeated Arkansas and an undefeated LSU.
Now, if that happens, which would be interesting because I think does Arkansas have to travel to Cincinnati this year?
That's a good question.
And LSU has to travel to Florida State. If LSU's undefeated and Arkansas is undefeated, okay, it makes it tough. I still think, is it LSU at Arkansas?
Yes. No, it's Arkansas at LSU.
I still think they'd go to Lane Kiffin, Saban, just because Kiffin last time he was in Tuscaloosa, like, get your popcorn ready. I mean, Kiffin will do something like that to make it fun. Now, they may suck.
Yeah.
But I'm saying he'll do something like that to bring the entertainment value up.
All right. We'll go ahead and take another break, but we'll be back with more Sports Blitz Live right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Hey, honey, it's Mom. Just wanted to call and check in, see how everything's going. You'll probably say not to worry. Everything is great. But we miss you. I'll call you back later.
No. Everything's great. I love it here.
This is Joseph Dean with Alabama Funeral Homes. As many of you are aware, we had a fire that significantly damaged our facilities. We are in the process of getting those rebuilt. We apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused the families that we serve. I want you to know that we are capable of handling all of your needs at Frederick Dean Funeral Home of Opelika, which will be servicing Alabama Funeral Homes families. We can be reached at our same number, 256-896-4502, or by email at joseph@alabamafuneralhomes.com.
You've dreamed about the perfect house, a place to call your own, and a place to not only stretch out, but to grow. Auto Owners protects your house because to you, it's home. That's simple human sense. Happy to help, man. I was just over there talking to myself anyway.
Hey guys, this is Nate Paz with Airport Motors.
I'm Connor Branch with Fairway Auto Brokers in Opelika, Alabama.
And this is your first ever Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz.
That's right, Lake Martin. Airport Motors and Fairway Auto Brokers is teaming up for the very first Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz. Make sure to check out either website for the very best selection of pre-owned luxury trucks, SUVs, and sedans in East Alabama. Get pre-approved in minutes online and make sure to use the keyword Summer Blitz in the comments section for $500 off internet price. That's keyword Summer Blitz.
WF Cabinetry in Alex City has immediate openings for first and second shift production roles in addition to immediate openings for Class A CDL drivers with the ability to be at home weekly. We're ready for you to join our family and grow with us. Prior cabinet experience is always welcome. Second shift offers a flexible 10-hour, 4-day work schedule, giving you a great work-life balance right here at home. WF Cabinetry offers excellent health insurance and 401k benefits, as well as an employee purchase discount with daily production bonus opportunities. You can apply in person at 2212 Airport Boulevard in Alexander City or call 256-234-7900.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Again, Andy and Luke here with you. We're looking at SEC on CBS, the upcoming football schedule. And never too early to start looking at this. CBS has come out with the dates that they're going to have, and this will be the final year of CBS, correct?
Boy, ABC and ESPN better come out with a banger of an intro.
Yeah.
Because CBS's intro is money.
Who do you think will do the games?
I mean, it would be Fowler and Herb Street, I guess. Right?
Do you think so?
Right? Or did Herb Street's going to still do probably the Amazon NFL?
I mean, he's not going to do the ABC game at night like he always
Well,
does.
we will be the ABC game at night.
Okay. Well, I
On
guess
some
so.
nights.
Okay. There you go.
Man, I hate all this change. I'm an old man. The CBS song, let us have it. Give it back. It's ours.
The CBS song?
The CBS intro.
Oh.
Dun, da, 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 da.
I
That is
get it.
awesome.
It's pretty good. I give you that.
Are we going to get, what's his name, Mark Jones?
If we do, I'm quitting.
I mean, he's fine, but he's always doing Tennessee, South Carolina.
He's a lunatic.
Yeah, and he is kind of a lunatic on Twitter, especially.
But
man, I want Uncle Vern back.
No, I don't want Vern back.
Drunk Vern.
I want Ron Franklin back from the grave.
He's dead.
I think
he's got to be dead.
Alive or dead? Ron Franklin.
That's.
What about Godfrey? Is he dead too?
He's got to be dead.
I want those two guys back.
Give him 5. Give him 10. I like Ron Franklin and
that was as good.
Mike Godfrey, that was as good as it got.
That was an ESPN night game
every time when they used to do Alabama LSU. That was chill inducing how good they were. They had it back when Tennessee was good. They used to really do a lot of Tennessee games too. God, they were good.
I miss the guy that used to do the JP games. He did the Auburn LSU's, and he will score.
Yeah, who was it?
I mean, I can't even
That'd be
remember
one
the
of the
guy's
Daves.
name. But no, I don't think it was.
Those
this
three
guy.
Daves?
Yeah.
It's 94. I remember watching it in my
I think he
dorm
still
in
games. I think he still does
Alabama.
games, but it's like up in the Northeast somewhere or something. But
that wasn't
anyway.
Sean McDonough, was it?
No, I can't remember the guy's name, but he had a great voice and he did it well. All right, September the 30th. September the 30th. Who do you think should be the CBS game that day? Texas A&M versus Arkansas in Jerry World, which I think that one usually is. However,
No, I don't know about usually is. That's
Hasn't it
more of an
been that one for
ESPN,
the last-
ESPN-y.
think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Georgia at Auburn. LSU at Ole Miss. Alabama at State. South Carolina at Tennessee.
I'm leaning Georgia-Auburn because I think both teams will be undefeated. Well, no, Auburn may not. If they're at A&M, it's going to be close. But if both teams are undefeated, that's the easy answer. Georgia at Auburn. Because it could be they may not play the next year, too.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think that's the easy answer.
This is the last game of the South's oldest rivalry.
But then what if Ole Miss beats Alabama, though?
That could be interesting.
Shoot, it'll be Ole Miss LSU all day.
Yeah. October the...
Well, here's the thing, though. They'd probably
October
choose
the
Georgia. They're
7th.
going to have very few opportunities to pick Georgia because Georgia's schedule is such bunk.
That's probably true. This will be, and I mean, I think people look at that as one of the few landmines on their schedule. October the 7th, Kentucky at Georgia. LSU at Mizzou.
Good Lord.
Arkansas at Ole Miss. Alabama at Texas A&M.
I'd be Alabama at A&M. Last time they went 2 years ago, they lost. Jimbo and Saban's little rivalry.
Tate. What do you call it? I don't know.
What were you talking
Tate tot? What is that they say?
Tete-a-tete?
Tete-a-tete.
Head-to-head?
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. That was not worth it. October.
Thanks for interjecting a bad French lesson into the segment.
Thank you for ruining the flow of the segment. October the 14th. Here's a doubleheader. Bonus points. Texas A&M at Tennessee.
Interesting because that hadn't happened a lot. I don't think it's
Yeah.
happened at all. I don't think Tennessee's ever been there. I mean, Texas A&M's ever been there.
I think you're correct. How about Arkansas at Alabama?
Could-
Auburn at LSU.
Interesting. But that game's usually more of a night.
Florida at South Carolina. Yeah, if LSU's got anything to say in it, they want it at night. And Florida at South Carolina.
I'm eliminating Florida and South Carolina. I don't think Florida's going to be all that good by that time. They will have already lost to Utah. Probably will have already lost to somebody like a Tennessee or something. Alabama, Arkansas is, interesting because Arkansas did give them fits there 2 years
That
ago.
game has been
That game's been
close.
more fun than you think. It's a far cry from about 10 years ago when Alabama beat them 52-0 in back-to-back years.
Yeah.
Of
course, now a lot of people were beating them pretty.
Yeah. Well, actually, when Alabama beat them that first
That was
time,
in the
52
Club Dub days.
Yeah. No, that Arkansas. Remember, Arkansas was like supposed to be the thing.
Yeah.
And then they, John L. Smith trotted out there with that big bunch. Whew, they got their doors beat in. Boy, I would probably say Auburn LSU is the most attractive game, but
Well, it could be. That could be CBS at night game.
maybe you could do a doubleheader, do Alabama, Arkansas, and that. Yeah, sure.
Or it's A&M.
Or A&M and Tennessee. But I think by this time, I think A&M's got a few losses, and they're not going to be that attractive.
Maybe so. Yeah, obviously it depends on the record of these. October the 21st, I only see really two possibilities. Ole Miss at Auburn, Tennessee at Alabama.
This is no-brainer.
Yeah, it will be Tennessee.
It'll be Tennessee, Alabama all day. That is going to be a thing.
The 28th, you got Georgia versus Florida. That one is
that would
set
be
in
locked in.
stone.
That would
It's
be locked
already
in.
set in stone. November the 4th, a double header.
A double nutter?
Yeah.
God, I hope not.
November the 4th, another doubleheader, more bonus points. A&M at Ole Miss, LSU at Alabama, Arkansas at Florida, Kentucky at Mississippi State, Mizzou at Georgia. And I think this is when Auburn goes to Vandy.
All right, Auburn-Vandy will not be the answer.
No.
I don't think Mizzou, Georgia will be the answer.
I think it's A&M and Ole Miss, LSU and Alabama.
And what was the Arkansas one? Florida, Arkansas?
Arkansas at Florida.
More potential than you think, but boy, see, this is one of those where like CBS is, God, this should be a great doubleheader day, but it's not because the game leading into Alabama LSU isn't going to be great. And Alabama LSU would be at night.
Yeah. November the 11th, Tennessee at Mizzou, Auburn at Arkansas, Ole Miss at Georgia.
That's your game.
Mississippi State at A&M, Florida at LSU.
Oof.
Depends on what Florida's
Yeah, if Ole Miss is not stinking it up, I think you do. Because, again, you don't have a lot of chances to show Georgia, and Georgia's very attractive right now. But Florida, LSU could be interesting, except what if LSU just got beaten by Alabama and they already have another loss or two on there? And Florida's not going to be very good. So I think it's Ole Miss and Georgia.
Interesting. November the 18th, Florida at Mizzou, Kentucky at South Carolina, Georgia at Tennessee.
Oh, that's
no
good
brainer.
Lord, yeah.
November the 24th, that's a Friday. That's already set in stone. Missouri at Arkansas.
That's your
November
Black Friday shopping day.
Yeah. Now, here's, one, you automatically think November the 25th, Alabama at Auburn. However, there's some other interesting games that day, which are, as
name
always, Florida State at Florida, which now could be very interesting.
No.
A&M at LSU and Clemson at South Carolina. What if South Carolina's having a banner year? What if you have a one-loss South Carolina and a one-loss or undefeated
Come
Clemson?
on now. Yeah, you're talking crazy.
It'll be the Iron Bowl.
It'll be the Iron Bowl, especially since it's in Auburn. And you think about the last few games there, you think about 17. While it wasn't the most exciting game, Auburn pulled the upset against number 1. Then in 19, that game was just bananas, and everything in the world happened. In 21, you had to have Bryce Young, the Heisman winner, come back and actually cement the Heisman.
In overtime.
And in overtime, like 4 OTs. So, yeah, it's going to be the Iron Bowl.
Then, of course, you got the SEC title on December the 2nd. Got to take another break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Here comes Sun, Sun's Kia of Montgomery. The name synonymous with trust and big savings. And right now, save big when you purchase a 2023 Kia Forte for as low as $399 per month. That's right, $399 per month. Sun's Automotive, family owned, family driven. Here comes Sun, Sun's Kia of Montgomery. The name synonymous with trust and big savings. Right now, purchase a 2023 Kia K5 for as low as $399 per month. That's right, $399 per month. Sun's Automotive, family owned, family driven.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com. You don't have to ask who, what, or why. Who's Diner is the go-to place for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Conveniently located at the corner of Highway 22 and 280 in Alex City. Who's Diner offers the best meals and the best deals in town. Try our fresh, made-from-scratch pancakes, chicken salad, Philly cheesesteak, or the Who Burger. It doesn't get any better than who? Who's Diner, of course, on the corner of Highway 22 and 280. Who's hungry? The same professionals you've trusted with your urgent care is now your primary health provider. Main Street Family Care. We provide annual physical exams as well as monitoring health conditions such as high blood pressure, diabetes, asthma, and more. All major insurances accepted, Medicaid, Medicare, and have self-pay options to accommodate everyone. See us in Alex City, just across from Walmart. Your care is our primary concern.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
Coastal Construction Design is the area's storm specialist experts and offers free roof inspections absolutely free to assess your needs. Their roofing experts get your home or commercial needs handled from start to finish. They have worked with all major insurance sources for decades, and they are permitted and approved for Lake Martin. Coastal Construction Design also handles exterior restoration, including siding and gutters. They are also a GAF certified contractor. Visit coastalconstruction.pro or call 251-215-3429. Coastal Construction Design. All things roofing from start to end.
There's nothing like a brand new truck. From Sarah Automotive, new Honda Ridgelines from $349 a month, Ford Rangers from $357 a month, and Nissan Frontiers from $379 a month. One of the largest truck selections in Alabama. Plus, you get a lifetime warranty, no charge, engine, powertrain, and more. There's nothing like a brand new truck. From Sarah Honda, Sarah Ford, and Sarah Nissan, serving Alabama since 1981.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. One final segment here in the first hour of tonight's program. It is time for the Women's College World Series. It'll get underway on Thursday. Alabama had a very thrilling victory over Northwestern. Lost the first game, came back and won the second ones. Montana Fouts comes off the bench in the knee brace, takes a line drive off the knee, and then finishes the game. Kind of heroic stuff there from her. And as your reward, you get to go play Tennessee now, and then you're on the same side of the bracket as Oklahoma. But you're there in the World Series. Anything can happen when you're there if you can get a good pitching performance. So, again, this thing begins on Thursday. You got the number 1 seed Oklahoma versus the number 9 seed Stanford. You got 5 seed Alabama versus 4 seed Tennessee. Very unfavorable. That's very unlucky that the two SEC teams have to play each other.
It's not unlucky. That's by design.
Well, that's probably true. Number 3 Florida State on the right side of the bracket versus number 6 Oklahoma State. Number 7 seed Washington versus number 15 seed Utah. So, what do you think about this? Alabama's.
I don't like Alabama's chances. I've watched more softball this weekend than I have in a long time. and they're fine. They've been winning a lot of 1-0, 2-1,
Struggle to score,
3-2 games. And Fouts obviously isn't like at her peak. That Jalen Torrance is getting better, but she's still not. I wouldn't call her an elite pitcher. I think Alabama's going to have trouble with Tennessee, frankly. But I don't see this team really get. But it doesn't matter because they made it to Omaha, and I feel like that's the thing. Is like that's just a nice notch in the bedpost, if you will, for the softball team.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's speaks a lot about Patrick Murphy, who's taken a lot of heat this year. And, I feel like he's going to have to hit the transfer portal kind of hard. We're going to need an ace pitcher next year. We're going to need some better hitters. We just don't seem to have the hitting. But there's some hitters out there. There will be some hitters out there. You just got to go get them. Alabama's got a lot to offer. I appreciated the crowd that was there. I've never even been to an Alabama softball game. I need to go. But the crowd that was there, man, I mean, we were watching them going, these folks like treating this like a football game. I mean, they're bananas.
There's a
They're
sect
rabid.
of fan bases that are kind of dedicated to each sport, and those that, I mean, softball has blown up over the last
And it's more
20
fun than
years.
baseball. I don't care what anybody says, it's more fun than baseball. It's only 7 innings. Everything seems to be energy packed. You can follow the ball so much easier. You don't have everybody complaining about everything all the time. In baseball, it seems like
it's getting there.
It's getting there. Oh, yeah, softball is getting there a little bit more. That sort of comes with the territory of more popularity, though.
Yeah.
But you see some. I mean, look. Do you see the same athleticism you see in a baseball game? No, but that catch the center fielder made for Alabama that saved a home run was huge, and she caught it. I'm talking about like right at the top of the wall. And now, before somebody says, "Yeah, a guy would have made that much easier," I don't care. He was awesome. Give her credit.
Absolutely.
And so look, Oklahoma's probably going to run through this thing, but we've said that before about a lot of teams. So let's just see what happens. I'm not optimistic. I'm not going to even be able to watch. It's 12 o'clock on a Thursday. It's when Alabama plays.
11.
Or 11, whatever it is. I'm not going to be able to watch it. I don't know what time it is. So
12 Eastern.
Yeah, that's what I was looking
You may be on Eastern time by then.
That is true. So, but no, I think it's going to be a tough road to hoe for Alabama. But again, I'm proud of this team, and happy for them. I hate it for the SEC to only get 2 teams that got to play each other in the first series of Omaha.
Yeah.
Or Oklahoma City.
It's unfortunate. Thursday, 11 o'clock in the morning on ESPN, Alabama and Tennessee. We'll kick things off that afternoon at 1:30, Oklahoma and Stanford. We both like Oklahoma.
Yeah.
In that one.
They were down 9-4 or something. Come back and win.
Yeah.
It's Clemson. Who does that?
Not many. Thursday at 6 o'clock on ESPN, Florida State, Oklahoma State. Now, that one should be very competitive.
Yeah, Oklahoma State has given Oklahoma some fits. They hadn't beaten them, but they've given them some fits.
Beat them last year, didn't he, in the
I think so.
conference tournament? Who you like in that one, Florida State, Oklahoma State?
I like Oklahoma State.
Okay. I'll take Florida State. Thursday at 8:30 on ESPN, you got Washington and Utah, the 7 seed versus 15 seed. I have no clue on this one.
Well, and another
Washington,
intra-conference. Another intra-conference contest. I mean, I just hate that it's set up that way. I wish they reseed when you got here. I've always said that about all sports. Like, reseed when you get to the finals. I believe that in baseball. I believe that in even the Final Four in basketball. I think it'd be cool.
That would be interesting in the Final Four in basketball if you ended up reseeding them. But I don't even know how you would.
I mean, Oklahoma's going to be 1. It'd be, who's the number 15?
Florida State's number 3.
Okay.
You putting him at 2?
Yeah, maybe you bump everybody up from where they were ranked.
Yeah.
I don't know. So it wouldn't be super far from where it is, really.
Yeah, probably not. Okay, well, that'll wrap things up for the first hour of tonight's program. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. When we come back, we'll take a look at the NCAA baseball tournament. Auburn and Alabama, making the field this year. I can't remember the last time both teams made the NCAA tournament. Alabama baseball ended up being kind of like Auburn softball. They kind of got shaft.
They did.
But they're up there. But they did get to host, so they are hosting, and Auburn doing as well. Auburn certainly got a more advantageous, let's say, draw in this tournament. We'll take a look at that a little bit more in detail when we come back with more Sports Blitz Live right after this.
Talladega Outdoors in Talladega is your authorized Kawasaki sale and service center. Your home for Bad Boy mowers and Kimco scooters, four-wheelers, and side-by-side. Rather for hunting, land management, or recreation, they have the ride for you. But they are also everything outdoor with full lines of accessories and is now your Ariat workwear and boot store, along with kayaks and outdoor accessories. Talladega Outdoor, Highway 21 in Talladega. Everything outdoor and Alabama's #1 Kawasaki dealer.
Life is a sequence of little successes. The story of my Southern Union success began the day I walked on campus, making new friends, mastering a new skill, reaching a personal goal, the encore performance, the first date, the internship, and now, soon, the dream job. That's the story of my Southern Union success. Register for classes and get ready to watch your Southern Union story come to life.
If you're tired of the same old and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City.
They say we live in an age of big data, where computers and fancy algorithms are supposed to know you best. But at Country Financial, we know helping you own your future requires, well, something much bigger. Contact your local Country Financial representative and start planning for your future with a personal touch.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
Way to Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Check out the powerful new Chevrolet Silverado 4-wheel drive cruiser. Discounted up to $9,750 off. New Chevy Traverse up to $5,250 off. Shop online anytime at glennsmith.com. That's GLYNN Smith.com. Plus, no payments for 90 days at Glenn Smith Chevrolet.
Over 250 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way to Glenn Smith and Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the second hour of Sports Blitz Live. Andy Graham and Luke Robinson here with you until 9 o'clock this evening. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Talked a lot about the SEC schedule and what it will be. The SEC spring meeting's going on right now down there in Florida. Will it be an 8-game schedule, conference schedule? Will it be a 9-game conference schedule? We could get a vote on that. We should get a vote on that this week, and maybe we'll get a more definitive answer. But some interesting, and there are pros and cons for each, but we kind of both are now sitting on, I think, the 8-game schedule.
I mean, I can go 9-game, but they've got to at least say, again, if the conversation doesn't start with Auburn, Tennessee, Mississippi State for Alabama, and let's say Ole Miss, Georgia, and Alabama for Auburn, I think it's a non-starter.
Again, yeah, I don't care about equity. I want equality. Try to make the schedule as equal as possible.
And it's good. And I recognize that it's tougher for Auburn in the sense that Alabama and Georgia, they've won a lot of the last several national championships. I understand that completely. I think if you're an Auburn fan, you've also got to understand Alabama's your fiercest rival. Auburn, Georgia is the Deep South's oldest rivalry. So, but now if it comes down to it, and
everybody
you got to cut
wants
one,
to play us.
If it comes down to it and you got to cut one, well, yeah, I mean everybody wants to win.
I'm sure.
If you got to cut one, you got to cut Georgia.
As I have said earlier tonight, and about our out of conference schedule. But anyway, we'll see what happens with it. Talked about some scheduling for the SEC on CBS coming up. Should be some very interesting games. A lot of fun games. Looking forward to a lot of those. Auburn, Georgia early this year, September the 10th. Arkansas, LSU early this year, September the 23rd. So
that's a weird date for that game.
That is kind of crazy. We now turn our attention to the NCAA baseball tournament. As I mentioned earlier, Auburn and Alabama. In this one, 10 SEC teams out of the 14 make the NCAA tournament. 8 are hosting in the first round of the regional. Just complete and utter domination of baseball in the SEC. That's just no other way to talk about it.
Please don't screw it up, SEC.
Only half of them will make it, but that's just what it is.
Well, softball kind of screwed it up.
Yeah, well.
I mean, we should have done better than we did.
Probably so.
Baseball, we needed to pick up. And, yes, you're right, Alabama got hosed. They got hosed on the seeding. I mean, we had to listen for –
Alabama's the 16th seed.
However many weeks that Auburn got hosed on softball, I agree they got hosed on softball. But, see, it all – if everybody would just sit still, you all get your turn over the barrel. Alabama got hosed. There's no other way to say it. There's no doubt Alabama should have been ahead of Auburn for sure, if you ask me. I mean, Alabama's record was better. They beat them head-to-head.
Not their record. Well, they're overall, but they're not their SEC.
Yeah, well, SEC, okay, but their overall was better. And they beat them 2 out of 3 at home. And Alabama beat them 3 out of 4, actually. Yeah. And they beat them more recently. And they went further in the SEC tournament. But again, and even if you say, okay, you're going to put Auburn up there better because they were hotter towards the end of the year, which they were hotter, but it wasn't by a lot. Okay, I'll give you that. You want to put Auburn a little higher, put them at 13. You want to say Alabama's 14? Okay, I don't think anybody have a complaint. You put Alabama at 16 where they have to go play the number 1 team in the country if they win their own region. That's BS. But it is what it is, and it is so eerily similar to what happened to Auburn, except Auburn didn't get to host. They had to go do Clemson. Had they won, they'd gone to Oklahoma, and they would have gotten their doors blown off. So it's really essentially the same thing that happened.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty. It's eerily similar and crazy how that's just kind of worked out. I'm sure that John Cohen being the chair of the committee had nothing to do with it.
I don't think it helped.
Probably not. But I told Randy today, look down through this list, and all of these records are. You have a couple like 47-10. Okay, that's Wake. Yeah, they've been really good all year. But 41-19, 44-14, 35-18, 40-19, 38-20, 40-22, 30. All the records are very similar.
Oh yeah,
very similar. So you got 64 teams here. You're trying to put in some kind of order. That ain't easy. And you're trying to say, well, okay, you play in a much deeper conference. Well, just because this team over here doesn't play necessarily in it, they play in some much lesser conference, a group of 5. They may be really good, and they sneak in as a 3 seed to a regional, and you're like, they end up maybe winning that thing. So, but it's just hard to try to balance the competitive balance of the conferences and all these kind of things. I don't envy the committee. Let's just say that. But Auburn, like you said, Auburn is the 13th seed. They will host. They will take on Pennsylvania, from the Ivy League in Game 1. Southern Miss, 41-17. They're one of those teams.
They're not bad.
Really good, and they'll take on Samford. Samford getting there, 36-23. Alabama will take on Nichols, first game, and Boston College and Troy in the other half of their bracket there, the 2-3 seed.
Jason Caldwell, who's usually on the Auburn Blitz on Fridays, had an interesting comment when he was talking about teams from the state who might make the tournament. He said, I hope that they get to go to places other than Alabama or Auburn, because it may be their only opportunity to go see another ballpark. And, I don't know if Alabama and Troy have played this year. I mean, Alabama played 60-something games. How am I supposed to know that? Auburn and Sanford has played each other. And, I think Auburn did the equivalent of run rule them. So
they've 13-3, yeah.
Okay. So why make Sanford go back there? I mean, Sanford's not going to win it. No. So why not let Sanford go to Clemson or Wake or wherever? And why not let Troy go to Kentucky or some other, just LSU or whatever? I mean, now, maybe the smaller teams like this because it's easier on the budget. Yeah. Troy can get on a bus, Sanford can get on a bus. But I would like to think, and again, I don't know this, I'm just saying I would like to think that there's enough money in this thing where you can, if Troy had to, they could go. Texas A&M is having to go to what, Cal State Fullerton, right?
No, Cal State Fullerton.
I think A&M does have to go to Cal State Fullerton.
The baseball?
Don't they?
Cal State Fullerton's not hosting.
There's Cal somebody. They're going to Cal something.
Okay.
Where's Texas A&M going? You have it?
Yes, I do. I don't have it right in front of my face. I'm trying to find it. I will find it. Keep talking.
But Texas, I know they travel way out west.
They go to Palo Alto.
Okay, Stanford.
Yeah.
Maybe they open with Cal
They do play Cal State.
Okay. I knew it was something to do with California, and I understand Texas A&M has a lot more money than Stanford
Cal
or Troy.
Stanford.
What now?
You said Cal something.
I knew it was Cal something.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, why not let Troy go somewhere else? Let them see the world.
I agree. I think that's a great idea.
Tuscaloosa and Auburn are both beautiful this time of year, but for the love of God, man, Sanford and Troy already know what they look like.
And I'm sure they've played many times. They've been to these stadiums.
Anyway, maybe, again, maybe there's a financial reason, and maybe the smaller schools like it. I just feel like this is an opportunity for.
I think keeping it regional, maybe getting more fans there. Man, that's probably for the fans.
Maybe.
More than it is the teams.
Maybe. I could see that. Okay. But, again, I think it's an opportunity for some of these kids to go do something.
I think if you ask the players, they would say, with all due respect to the fans, we love them, but we'd sacrifice them.
Yeah, I want to go see what Arizona State looks like. I'm pulling out names from my hat.
Send me to Dallas Baptist.
Yeah.
Send me somewhere that I've never been.
That I can just, say I went. Yeah. Get some Sky Miles.
Sure.
You don't get it. What are you going to get? Greyhound?
Conway, North Carolina.
Yeah.
All right. I guess it's North Carolina. Maybe South Carolina. Where's Coastal?
They're in South Carolina, right?
Okay. Yeah. Conway, South Carolina. All right. We got to take a break, but don't go anywhere.
There may be a Conway, North Carolina.
We'll be back with more of Sports Blitz Live right after this.
WF Cabinetry in Alex City has immediate openings for first and second shift production roles, in addition to immediate openings for Class A CDL drivers with the ability to be at home weekly. We are ready for you to join our family and grow with us. Prior cabinet experience is always welcome. Second shift offers a flexible 10-hour, 4-day work schedule, giving you a great work-life balance right here at home. WF Cabinetry offers excellent health insurance and 401k benefits, as well as an employee purchase discount with daily production bonus opportunities. You can apply in person at 2212 Airport Boulevard in Alexander City, or call 256-234-7900.
Have you stopped by Lifesavers Mission Thrift Store lately? If you haven't, you should. You'll find great pieces for your favorite do-it-yourself project. Lightly used name brand clothing by Free People, North Face, Matilda Jane, Patagonia, and a whole lot more. And while you're there, don't miss the shoes, decorative pieces, classic and new books, and Auburn and Alabama gear that won't cost you a fortune. So stop and shop at Lifesavers Mission Thrift Store today for a unique thrift experience that won't break the budget. Lifesavers Mission Thrift, located on East University behind Zaxby's.
OGS Tournaments. Russell Marine and State Farm agent Aaron Warren present Crank for Bank 2023, April 1st through July 4th. Win over $1.5 million in cash and prizes. Over 200 tag bass and 50 tag crappie are waiting on you. All ages are welcome. Fish from the dock, boat, or shores of Lake Martin. Get registered now online at crankforbank.com for only $110 for 13 weeks of fishing. It's Crank for Bank 2023.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Planting season is here, and the Potting Shed Garden Center is happy to give you professional landscaping advice when it comes to planting your shrubs and trees. Auburn's best kept secret will have it all this fall. Mums, pansies, pumpkins, and much more. All in an array of colors and sizes, along with beautiful pots and containers, indoor plants, and a great selection of other gardening gifts. It's all at the Potting Shed Garden Shop, where natural elements reign supreme. Located on the corner of Moore's Mill and Society Hill Road in Auburn.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you for about 45 more minutes left in tonight's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Brought to you each and every Tuesday evening by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. You looked over at me, cut your eyes over at me like I said something out of untoward or something. All right, we're talking about the NCAA baseball tournament. I said 10 SEC teams make the tournament. 8 are hosting. Let's look at these regionals a little bit. You tell me who you like, because you really don't care and you don't know less than nothing about it. Winston-Salem, you got the number 1 team in the country, Wake Forest.
Okay.
Maryland, George Mason, Northeastern are in this region.
All right. First of all, a nod to the former ACC team, Maryland, getting in there.
Yeah.
Interesting. I swear you're going to call me crazy. I'm not saying Alabama's going to beat them. I feel like Wake Forest won't make it to Omaha. I can give you no basis for my saying that, except that when you only lose 10 games in the regular season, it feels like the rug's going to be pulled out from under you in baseball.
I want to say that I don't know if it's like for the last, but I don't know if it's like never happened. Surely it happened. But there's a long extended streak where if you're number 1 at the end of the regular, you don't win it. So
I don't even think they make it to Omaha.
I would not. Hey, Maryland's 41-19. That ain't bad. Boston College is not bad.
I know.
That's Tuscaloosa. You got the number 16 Alabama seed there, but Boston College is pretty good. Nichols, I wouldn't expect much. Troy, 39-20, not bad. Pretty much the same record as Alabama. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to think about Alabama. Honestly, I mean, yeah, I'm going to be pulling for them. I have no idea what to think because I don't know anything about Boston College.
Pitching looked pretty good in the SEC tournament, I'll say that.
Pitching looked better. You got to feel like they're riding a nice little wave of emotion still, but will that falter now that, they've been on their run? It's been a long, nice run. Now they've had a little time off. Does the things sort of slow down?
Yeah. Florida is the 2 seed. Florida was the number 1 seed in the SEC tournament. You get
and didn't win it.
No, you get UConn, Florida A&M, and Texas Tech are the teams in their regional. Florida, pretty. I think.
I like Florida.
The 2-15 matchup, you got Columbia there. South Carolina hosting. South Carolina was number 1 in the country at one point. Falls all the way down to the 15 seed. They get Campbell is the 2 seed, NC State the 3 seed, and Central Connecticut State.
And
The
Campbell's
4 seed.
really good, I think.
Are they?
They're supposed to be
44-13.
Yeah, they in fact they thought they'd host, and they're not hosting.
Where is Campbell?
Isn't that in South Carolina too?
Is it?
I think so.
Okay, so you got NC State, Campbell, and South Carolina?
Maybe.
Wow. All right, so Coral Gables, Miami's the 9 seed overall. You get, how about this? Miami, Texas, the Raging Cajuns from Louisiana, and Maine. Don't sleep on Maine.
Don't sleep on the Black Bears, especially if you're Mississippi State football. But, yeah, I like Miami.
Yeah, they'll probably, yeah. The 8 seed, Stanford, there's A&M, Cal State Fullerton, which is a perennial World Series and postseason team, but only 31-22 this year, so not having a banner year. San Jose State, the other one there. I
think it's kind of BS A&M has to go all the way out there.
That would be kind of that is a little funky.
I mean, it's almost like you're saying, you can afford it. Go on.
Texas A&M was hot. They ran into
I
Vandy.
know. I think it's BS for Stanford.
Oh, well, yes.
Too. I mean, they got to play a hard team.
So
A&M made
you like
the championship game, right?
A&M, yeah, and got hammered by Vandy.
Yeah.
A&M or Stanford?
I mean, I think Stanford would, but I mean, I'm going to be pulling for A&M.
Okay. You got Coastal Carolina hosting as the number 10 seed. They got Duke. They got UNC. I guess that's North Carolina, Wilmington, and Ryder. Do you know where Ryder is?
I don't know where.
I have
Virginia?
no clue.
I think it's in Virginia.
Okay. You're just guessing?
I mean, who's going to check me?
I'm not.
Okay. Sure, Coastal Carolina. I mean, they've won it all before.
They have.
I don't want them to win it, but go ahead.
You hate the little man. I've never met anybody that hated the underdog, the little man, as much as.
Well, look, I heard Randy's spiel today. I hope Randy's watching. I wish he'd call in. Randy was like, why not let Tulane in? Tulane is God.
They won the
awful
tournament.
They're God awful. Okay, you say they won a tournament. Well, why don't we do like 3 tournaments to let other people in? Why don't we just give everybody every chance? Why don't we just let everybody in?
There's 64 teams in this.
Okay, and what is their record? What is Tulane's record?
Earned it.
Look at is Tulane's record on your sheet?
I don't need to see it.
Please, would you announce it?
19-40.
They've had 60 chances to prove they're worth a darn.
59.
Okay, they've had 59 chances to prove they're worth a darn. And they have proven time and time and time again they stink. So what they do, and everybody says, why not give them a chance? Because you steal a bid from somebody that worked their tail off during the year and played
steal
better.
a bid of somebody that's 500.
Okay, that helps my other argument. Let's get fewer teams in there then.
No, we're going to keep it at 64.
No, in fact,
it's just you're going to have to live with.
I heard an announcer say
we
need Tulane is evidence we need to expand the field. I mean, I'm like, what are you talking about?
That's stupid. No.
It's
perfect the way it is.
Look, and here's the other thing. Everybody's going to say, well, what's your take on Miami? The Heat making it to the finals. At least the Heat had to play a series every time. They had to, like the Heat have been through a whole NBA season trying to get here.
They're going to have to play a series. They're going to play this regional, and if they win that, they're going to play a super
And at least the Heat had a winning record.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, it's an anomaly. It happens very
It's
seldom.
stupid. It's dumb. It's a money grab.
It gives teams still reason to play as the season
Why
goes.
should they have a reason to play?
Because they're kids. They're in college.
Then let them all in.
No. I mean, that's not a good argument. Just let them all in.
Why? They're kids. You told me they're kids.
I did tell you they're kids. That doesn't guarantee.
What about the kids' broken hearts that would have gotten in if Tulane's 19 and 50
They should not have been on the bubble.
Tulane shouldn't have been in the discussion.
Yeah, because there is a tournament.
Because you admit, please admit that the only thing a conference tournament is a total money grab.
Now, I'm saying, I think Randy's right. It does give the kids something to play for because they feel like, okay, we can still get in this thing.
How about play for some pride?
That's what they're doing, I'm sure.
I'm going to tell you, everybody talks about, yay, Tulane. I'm like, there's a team that got screwed out of a bid.
Tulane is not going to win it. So
okay, even more reason to not have them in there.
But there's 63 other teams that are not going to win it. So, I mean, what does it matter?
Then let everybody in, Andy.
No. That's ridiculous. It take too long.
Jeez.
You play 60 games.
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't take too long if, you know what, we got rid of the conference tournaments. So get rid of the conference tournaments.
I'd be fine with that.
Okay, I'd be fine with that too because the conference tournament. Because if we did it that way and we expanded, guess what? Tulane still wouldn't be in.
But I'm not in charge of it, so they're not going to do away with it.
I know. I'm just saying, I hate it when everybody's like, "Oh, yay for the little team." What about the team that got hosed that didn't get in because Tulane decided?
Again, you're weeping for a 500 team that nobody would
No, I'm
care
not.
about.
I'm angry that a 19-win team got in with 40 losses.
But your main argument
if you
is,
have 40
no, what
losses,
about
you
the
should
team
not
that
get a
got
chance
pushed out?
to play for any trophy of any description. 40 losses out of 40 losses.
They've already won a trophy. They won.
Agreed. I don't think they should get to play for that one. I think they should give it back.
What if their starting two pitchers were hurt for the majority of the season?
Tough.
And they got
We've
good.
What if Kerryon Johnson were hurt in the 2017 SEC title game? Stuff happens. I wanted to say something else. I couldn't. I'd get fired. I'm just telling you, injuries are a part of it. But, I mean, if you're not counting the losses, what are we doing this for?
I agree with that. But, see, you use that argument now, and then
Yeah, try to turn this on me. Try to turn it on me. Go ahead.
We got to take a break. We'll
yeah,
be back
you got to take a
with
break.
more of the Sports Blitz Live program right after this.
Here comes Sun, Sun's Kia of Montgomery. The name synonymous with trust and big savings. And right now, save big when you purchase a 2023 Kia Forte for as low as $399 per month. That's right, $399 per month. Sun's Automotive, family owned, family driven. Here comes Sun, Sun's Kia of Montgomery. The name synonymous with trust and big savings. Right now, purchase a 2023 Kia K5 for as low as $399 per month. That's right, $399 per month. Sun's Automotive, family owned, family driven.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Have you met your local Farmers Insurance agent, Patrick Holina? He proudly serves Tallapoosa County and Alexander City families and businesses and is ready to review your existing policies or provide a no-obligation quote today. Call the Holina Agency at 256-234-0037 or stop in today at 704 Commerce Drive to get smarter about your insurance. Again, that's the Holina Agency, 256-234-0037.
We are farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
The food at Oscar's Cafe makes your mouth water. At Oscar's, enjoy great tasting catfish, or maybe you're just in the mood for one of Oscar's fresh salads. Even kids know the place for a fine meal is Oscar's with a great kids menu. Oscar's also has great tasting burgers full of backyard flavor. So come on out to Oscar's Cafe for great food and homegrown hospitality. We're located on Highway 49 South in Dadeville, just before the Blue Creek Bridge. And remember, it's all fun and games till there's only one cheese ball left.
Life is a sequence of little successes. The story of my Southern Union success began the day I walked on campus, making new friends, mastering a new skill, reaching a personal goal, the encore performance, the first date, the internship, and now, soon, the dream job. That's the story of my Southern Union success. Register for classes and get ready to watch your Southern Union story come to life.
OGS Tournaments. Russell Marine and State Farm agent Aaron Warren present Crank for Bank 2023, April 1st through July 4th. Win over $1.5 million in cash and prizes. Over 200 tag bass and 50 tag crappie are waiting on you. All ages are welcome. Fish from the dock, boat, or shores of Lake Martin. Get registered now online at crankforbank.com for only $110 for 13 weeks of fishing. It's Crank for Bank 2023.
welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you only for about 30 more minutes in tonight's show. You want to continue talking about this, or are you finished?
No, here's the hilarious part of it to me. I hope, look, as much fun as I had watching Tulane's football team, kudos to their football team. I thought they earned their shot to go play USC or whatever in the Cotton Bowl. I thought that was cool. Loved it. I wonder, and I'm not going to even pretend to know, and I'm not going to even look it up. I hope I'm right about this. I hope that there's a clause in Tulane's coach's contract that if he makes NCAA tournament, they got to give him $500,000 bonus and extend his contract 2 years, because this man just won 19 games out of 59, and I hope Tulane has to up his contract for 2 years and be stuck with him, because I think this is such an injustice for the other teams that are out there. I think it's again, I know some people are like, oh, you hate the little guy. I don't hate the little guy. I hate teams that are 19 and 40 getting to play for a national championship. That's what I hate. Because you say it'll never happen. We've seen Fresno State win it as a 4 seed. What if Tulane wins it as a 4 seed?
But Fresno State was probably 35 and 20 or something.
I guess. Well, I don't know. I doubt they were 35 and 20. I bet they would have been a higher
had a losing
seed.
record.
I bet you they weren't 19 and 40.
No.
I mean, it's just saying 19 and 40, and then you say,
this is the worst record ever. So, again,
it's
it is an anomaly.
It's embarrassing.
Because
I don't care
of the structure
the
of the
fact
things
that it can happen.
It happens once in a blue moon. And you just have to live with it.
And but it's an easy fix.
No,
it's a super easy fix.
Just to say do away with that.
No, you have I say we have a rule. If you hadn't won 20 games, you can't get in. I don't care what you do. I think that's very fair. Why? Do you want a Super Bowl team? The team goes 2-15, and then the Detroit Lions win the Super Bowl.
Look, the SEC eliminates the bottom 2 teams from their conference tournament. I don't guess they do that in whatever league Tulane is in. Is that Conference USA? I don't even know.
I think it still is.
Perhaps they don't do that.
That league, I'll tell you,
maybe they need
that
to do
entire league should be embarrassed. It should be.
They should be embarrassed for losing to them.
Agreed. I agree with that. But they should be embarrassed that they let them continue to play. And again, no offense to anybody who plays for Tulane. I would think that if you didn't play for Tulane, you'd be like, yeah, somebody's 19 and 40 shouldn't be in the national championship race. Their season should be over. Again, because we play a game of wins and losses, and we had 60 games almost to see what you had. And what you had was 19 out of 59.
If the tires of the bus for Tulane, then when it gets to Baton Rouge, if those tires get slit, I'm not saying that it
again, I love Tulane's run in football. I thought it was super cool. And what was it? Who was their coach in basketball years ago? Perry something.
Como?
No, not Perry Como. Perry something. That was awesome. They had a nice little run in basketball X amount of years ago. But this is silly. It's not like they're like right at 500. They are 19 and 40.
It's an anomaly. It's one team.
Okay. All right. Again,
it doesn't matter.
Okay. I know.
Okay.
I'm just saying it sort of devalues the tournament to me. I just feel like let's get, if we're going to put 64 in there, let's at least try and get, I know it's impossible to get the best 64. Can you get like the one who's number 78 versus the one who's number 320?
Yeah,
is that asking too much?
Now, again, unless you're going to have to change
how many of those
structure.
wins came in their conference tournament?
Change of the structure.
Well, did they have,
probably 4.
They had 4 or 5 wins in their tournament. They won their conference tournament and didn't get to 20 wins, Andy.
I understand. I'm not saying they're a great team. They're a terrible team.
But again, I just do hope it would be poetic justice that coach who watched his team lose 40 out of 59 games.
Maybe
led
he's
his team
having
to that.
a terrible year. Maybe he is a great coach.
This is like France giving Napoleon after Waterloo a 3-year extension.
Wow, that's a stretch. All right.
Said, you know what? You got buried, but let's give it another shot.
Okay. General Custer, here's
General
another
Custer.
try.
Yeah, we're gonna give you. We think you got something special about you. You're the underdog.
Okay.
Go get them, big guy.
The NBA Finals, the Nuggets and the Heat. I read this. I didn't realize it. They said this is the second time an 8 seed has got to the NBA Finals.
Was Houston the other time?
I don't know.
I do know. I think it was Houston, because didn't Houston beat San Antonio a 1-8 with Akeem and San Antonio? I think had Tim Duncan and David Robinson. They had a good team. Sean Elliott even maybe. And I think it was Houston that got there. I'm not 100% on that though. I also know that I remember Denver beating Seattle 8-1.
But this is in the finals.
Yeah, that was only a 5-game series. But Denver didn't make it. This is the first time Denver's ever been to the finals. So, but you got to give Eric Spoelstra a lot of prop. Is he the best NBA coach there is right now?
I don't know.
I mean,
he's doing more with less. Let's say that.
Popovich is still awesome, and and he might now next year they might be a thing when they get Victor Wembanyama, if that's how you say it. But man, Spoelstra is just kind of awesome, right? I mean, again, regular season they middle it around a little bit, but it's all about saving up for the series and the playoffs, and he does a great job getting everybody prepared. It's kind of crazy how good Jimmy Butler's been. I mean, he's been special.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I know you don't watch a lot, but I don't think they can beat Joker. I mean, God, Denver looks so good. Now,
yeah, I mean they swept through.
And it just, what do you want to do? Do you think that it's better that Denver had this much rest, or do you think it sort of takes some momentum away?
I would probably always lean toward it's not a good thing, but I don't know. Basketball, I don't know. I don't know if it makes that much of a difference.
But here's my take on that. All right, so you have an 82-game grind, and then you have or maybe an 81-game grind. Then you have, so they've had 3 other series, and I think they didn't sweep them. They probably only had 3 losses, so they got 12. They probably had 15 other games, right? So, I mean, they've already played close to 100 games. Getting a little bit of a break couldn't hurt, if you ask me. Meanwhile, the Heat, they've had to go the distance, at least with the Celtics. And who was it before that? I know they beat the Bucks. And then was it the Knicks? Yeah, it was the Knicks. And that was a rough series. So you would think the Heat are going to be a little beat up. But who knows? I mean, they're on a run.
That's for sure. Up against another break here. We'll be back with more Sports Blitz Live right after these messages.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
So, you finally got the boat, ATV, or side-by-side of your dreams, huh? But make it yours with marine-grade audio that'll provide crisp, high-quality sound that's loud enough to be heard, whether you're cruising on the lake or hitting a mud hole. Come see Steve at the Car Stereo Shop in Auburn, so you'll be ready to crank up the volume. Whoa, but wait, you don't have to pull out of the water and trailer it to Auburn. The Car Stereo Shop can handle all of your work at any one of the Lake Martin marinas.
SCAG, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that SCAG means productivity and reliability. Every SCAG mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. SCAG.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City.
At Russell Medical, we're proud of our exceptional nurses, like Nurse Brandy Worthy. Brandy represents the selfless, compassionate clinical leader patients expect and coworkers admire. Brandy was recently honored with the Nightingale Award for Nursing Excellence for her high standards, sound judgment, and caring manner. Her passion for her profession inspires us all.
Being a nurse is not just what you do, it's who you are. I'm proud to be a part of the nursing team at Russell Medical. We are the link between all hospital services, providing you with exceptional, personalized care.
If you're tired of the same old, and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City.
Talladega Outdoors in Talladega is your authorized Kawasaki sale and service center. Your home for Bad Boy mowers and Kimco scooters, four-wheelers, and side-by-sides. Rather for hunting, land management, or recreation, they have the ride for you. But they are also everything outdoor with full lines of accessories and is now your Ariat workwear and boot store, along with kayaks and outdoor accessories. Talladega Outdoor, Highway 21 in Talladega. Everything outdoor and Alabama's #1 Kawasaki dealer.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Only a couple more segments left in tonight's show. How about we do a little Would You Rather? Would you rather, Luke Robinson, give up all drinks except for water, or give up eating anything cooked in an oven or on a grill?
Oven or grill. If it was just oven,
I'm upping it a little bit here.
I'd throw out the oven stuff in a heartbeat. There's oven baked chicken. I mean, just now when you put the grill in there though, I think you gotta give up everything but water, because I mean you need water. I don't have to have Coke Zero now. I have to have it in the sense that I gotta have it. But I mean, if you told me, hey, Luke, if the doctor said you can't have Coke Zero tomorrow, okay, I can't have Coke Zero anymore. I gotta drink water.
Yeah.
I still gotta have water. I'm having water right now.
I know.
But so I mean, but I might just throw out the oven stuff voluntarily.
But if you so which are you doing? Are you giving up all drinks and just drinking water from now on?
Yeah.
Or are you giving up grill and oven?
No, I'm giving up all drinks except water.
Okay.
Because I want my stuff on the grill. The grill is awesome.
Yeah, I couldn't do that either.
You know, I'll have a snifter report at Christmas, but I'll quit drinking. No problem with that. I could quit drinking right now.
Yeah. Would you rather be completely insane and know that you're insane, or be completely insane and not know that you...
Oh, I'd rather not know.
And know that you're... and think that you're sane.
No, I'd rather... Boy, I feel like I'd get in a lot of fights if I was that way, though, right?
If you thought you...
If I thought I was sane and I was insane... I don't know, like, I'll tell you, the choice is kind of ironic you say that. I feel like the way everything is, aren't we all kind of going a little insane right now? So, and I'm not sure if it's me or the rest of the world, but I'd rather be insane and just know I'm insane, and that way everybody be like, well, of course he did.
Yeah, well.
Did you see what Luke did? Yeah. It sounds like Luke.
I don't tell me. Yeah, I mean, if I'm...
Well, we hadn't yet.
Yeah, well, I was going to say. That's why I thought about you when I did this one. But Luke, would you rather control the minds of animals with your mind?
What else would I control them with?
Well, your hands. Or control all electronics with your mind?
The hell am I going to do controlling all electronics? Want to change the channel?
You turn the mute, yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
Warm your few, turn on the oven.
Oh, I'm controlling animals all day.
Why? What are you going to do with animals?
Well, first of all, my house will have no roaches. Like I'm telling all, keeping roaches, and rats. Roaches, rats, and snakes can be kind of close just to get the rats. But like, I'm riding bears. I'm swimming with dolphins. I'm, sicking sharks on my enemies.
Yeah.
I'm
How you
doing
gonna
so
get
much
your
cool
enemies
stuff.
in the water?
The bear will throw them in there. That would be the kind of thing I'd like to do, is like people I don't like, I'd sort of sneak up around them, and like if they went on a horseback ride with their girlfriend or something, I'd say, hey, horse, bite his leg. The other horse bite his leg.
You know, a lot of people going on horse.
I'm trying to, or I'd make his dog hate him.
Yeah, now there you go. Make his dog just bite him.
Yeah. Now and then like
crap in the floor.
No,
all
but
the
not
time.
even not bite him, like, because then he could have an excuse to either put him down or take him to the shelter. Like, I'd make him just not make him be like, yeah, I'm gonna poop in the house, and then like you won't be able to catch him. He's a dog, you ain't catching him.
Yeah.
The cat would hate him even more. Cats already hate people, but I'd make the cat love him. Like, the cat, never leaves his side. Like, he can't even walk. The cat's always there. I have this little dog. We have this little dog that is like that with my wife. Like, she just never leaves her side. And it's to the point where if my wife's in the kitchen, like, the dog's standing there, and I can't see the dog. I'm a big guy, and the dog's there. And, like, I look down at the last second, there's the dog. I'm almost busting my butt, so I don't step on this dog and kill it.
You know it's doing it on purpose.
Yeah, and guess what? Pretty soon I'm going to step on it on purpose. But anyway, this is so easy, control the minds of animals. How cool would that be?
Yeah.
Like Aquaman, but like land animals too? Shoot, man.
That would be,
Give me a hard one.
That would be pretty cool.
What use would it be to control electronics?
A computer?
I can talk to it now with my keyboard.
You wouldn't have to touch the keyboard.
Oh my God! So this is terrible.
You could do. No.
I could do what?
I don't know.
Erase all those bad sites I've been to, so nobody can see them.
That's right. Would you rather travel the world on a shoestring budget for a year, or visit only one country but live in luxury for a year?
Oh, that's so easy. The luxury.
Really?
Especially at my age. Like, if you had told me this in college, maybe I'm traveling the world. I got, some energy. I still don't know a lot about stuff. So now I still don't know a lot about stuff, but I know I don't know a lot about stuff, and it's not getting there. And yeah, even if it's a terrible country, you're telling me I live in the lap of luxury.
Yeah.
Even if it's, wherever, if people are just feeding me grapes for a year, and I got
I don't know if we're going
and,
that far.
All right, tell me, what's lap of luxury to you? It's my lap of luxury.
That's true. Well, okay. I'm thinking like, a presidential suite.
Okay. Oh God, yes.
I'm not
take
talking
a
about
presidential
like.
suite.
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not talking about like naked
But
girls
room service.
fanning you and giving you grapes or something.
That was where I immediately went.
I didn't say dream.
I'd like a sultan. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, but yeah, presidential suite. Okay, and I get room service all the time.
Yeah.
I had a buddy that.
But you're still only drinking water, I guess.
I had a buddy that used to perform in Vegas, and he was at Paris, and he lived in the casino, and like he got paid serious money, and he had an allowance like for each week to eat in the casino. Like I think he did this for like a year and a half or 2 years or something, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm a little tired of it." I was like, "You're a little tired of it." You live in a casino. You don't even have to know what time it is. Like, you don't have a clock anywhere. You have nothing but it's awesome. There's nothing but awesomeness around you. And but I guess too much of anything is a bad thing. But
quickly, let's do one more, and then we'll try to take a break. Would you rather be buried alive or eaten by a shark?
Oh, eaten by a shark? Are you kidding me? Sharks are scary, but I feel like if you got eaten by a shark, that'd be kind of quick. Buried alive seems like, when am I going to die?
There are no real jaws, so it ain't going to be in one bite.
Tell you what, though, if he took a good bite out of your out of your abdomen.
Now he might hit an artery and you might bleed out.
That's what That's what my shark's doing, because I told my shark to do it with my new powers.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, that gives me the willies.
Eating my shark,
being buried alive.
Oh, being buried alive is. I mean, you think about.
If I had my preference, I wouldn't do either. But you know.
Well, no, but you gave me two options. I mean, what's the third option? Neither one. Okay, I'll take option 3. None of the above.
We got to take a break here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with one final segment right after this.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
So, you finally got the boat, ATV, or side-by-side of your dreams, huh? Then make it yours with marine-grade audio that'll provide crisp, high-quality sound that's loud enough to be heard, whether you're cruising on the lake or hitting a mud hole. Come see Steve at the Car Stereo Shop in Auburn, so you'll be ready to crank up the volume. Whoa, but wait, you don't have to pull out of the water and trailer it to Auburn. The Car Stereo Shop can handle all of your work at any one of the Lake Martin marinas.
SCAG, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that SCAG means productivity and reliability. Every SCAG mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. SCAG.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City.
At Russell Medical, we're proud of our exceptional nurses, like Nurse Brandy Worthy. Brandy represents the selfless, compassionate clinical leader patients expect and coworkers admire. Brandy was recently honored with the Nightingale Award for Nursing Excellence for her high standards, sound judgment, and caring manner. Her passion for her profession inspires us all.
Being a nurse is not just what you do, it's who you are. I'm proud to be a part of the nursing team at Russell Medical. We are the link between all hospital services, providing you with exceptional, personalized care.
If you're tired of the same old and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City.
Talladega Outdoors in Talladega is your authorized Kawasaki sale and service center. Your home for Bad Boy mowers and Kimco scooters, four-wheelers, and side-by-sides. Rather for hunting, land management, or recreation, they have the ride for you. But they are also everything outdoor with full lines of accessories and is now your Ariat workwear and boot store, along with kayaks and outdoor accessories. Talladega Outdoor, Highway 21 in Talladega. Everything outdoor and Alabama's #1 Kawasaki dealer.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of Sports Blitz Live on this Tuesday evening, wrapping things up with a little Would You Rather. We've got to get a couple of these in here. These are pretty good. Would you rather, Luke, be covered in fur or be covered in scales?
When you first said it, I was thinking, like, I had furs on me. Like, that sounded awesome. I think I'll go fur.
Yeah, scales, I don't know. That only works
Scales
in the
just,
water, really.
Yeah. And it really hurts. I mean, it really sort of knocks down your odds with the women.
I'm not an overly hairy person.
No, I'm not. Look at this. I look like I'm swimming in the Olympics next week.
Yeah, okay. All right. Would you rather humans discover a signal from intelligent life on another planet or figure out how to extend the average lifespan of a human another 100 years?
Why on God's green earth would I want to live to be 150? I think we're all living too long now.
That'd be like 108.
Do you imagine how drained Social Security would be if we could live another 100 years?
Yeah, but I mean, if you're living that long, you're probably healthier. So
that's what we say all the time. We're not a healthier nation.
So you don't know.
Don't you ever see the news? They always show like those sort of blurry pictures of fat people walking everywhere, talking about Americans and high
imagine
cholesterol.
How fat would people be if they could eat for another 50
God
or
Almighty.
60 years?
We'd be the biggest. The whole nation would just collapse in on itself.
All right, one final one.
It's already doing that.
Really. Would you rather every shirt you put on be a little itchy, or never be able to use toilet paper again? You'd have to be creative. Like you use
Can I use my itchy shirts?
Sure.
No, but I mean, that'd be horrible. I mean, think how many shirts you'd have to buy. And where do you put them?
I mean, you could use a newspaper.
No. Where? Whose newspaper am I going to use? Got to go to some hoarder's house.
The Outlook.
No. Yeah, I could only go to the toilet every Wednesday and Saturday or whatever it is the Outlook comes out. Hey, man, I got things to do in between there, baby. My shirt's just going to be itchy.
I don't know.
I'm not doing without TP.
Golly, I don't know if I could stand being utterly itchy all the time.
What are Auburn people going to do, throw shirts in the trees?
Well, you can use it for that. You just can't use it. I can use it. So you got to have your teeth.
Good Lord, yes. I'd rather not wear. If you said you never can wear a shirt again, or you have to be without toilet paper, there's not much you can get to before I say, you know what? Yeah, I'll just have to do without toilet paper. Any of those other things, like I would rather have toilet paper than be able to talk to animals.
Okay.
Because what animal would want to talk to me? You stinky jackleg. That's a horrible one. Nobody is going to pick. I'd rather be eaten by a shark than not be able to use toilet paper.
That's going a little far.
Well, is life worth living?
I'm telling you, man, you can use other stuff.
What
about people in war? Think they got toilet paper?
No, but they don't have to do it the rest of their life.
Yeah, but I mean, I bet doing it for a year feels like
it feels like a long time. Yeah, I mean, but look, we're not even. That's old. I mean, and at one time, I don't even like thinking about like medieval times. What did people do? Just
get a leaf, I guess.
I mean, what'd you do with the leaves?
You just throw it on the ground.
But I just wouldn't make it back then. All this stuff's cooked in an oven with deli meats that I don't like.
That's going to wrap it up for us tonight, and not a moment too soon. He is Luke Robinson. I'm Andy Graham. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk again soon.
So you want to build a home? Build the home you want with America's Home Place. Choose from over 150 floor plans, then personalize. Tile backsplash with granite countertops? Done. A spacious bathroom you've always dreamed of? You got it. Choose every detail, floors, cabinets, even the paint color.
How about electric lime?
Can't decide? Relax. At America's Home Place, we take care of it all. It's your home. Own it. America's Home Place.
Are you looking for something really good for lunch? Are you tired of the same old fast food? Well, go to Buck's. Get a meat and 2 sides or a meat and 3 sides for the best deal in town. Buck's always serves up the best food, including fried chicken, wings, hamburger steaks, catfish, shrimp, and yes, of course, the famous Buck cheeseburger basket. And Buck's has dinner specials too. So if it's your turn to cook dinner, Buck's will be glad to do it for you. We appreciate your business and look forward to serving you.
Have you met your local Farmers Insurance agent, Patrick Holina? He proudly serves Tallapoosa County and Alexander City families and businesses and is ready to review your existing policies or provide a no-obligation quote today. Call the Holina Agency at 256-234-0037 or stop in today at 704 Commerce Drive to get smarter about your insurance. Again, that's the Holina Agency, 256-234-0037.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Coastal Construction Design is the area's storm specialist experts and offers free roof inspections absolutely free to assess your needs. Their roofing experts get your home or commercial needs handled from start to finish. They have worked with all major insurance sources for decades, and they are permitted and approved for Lake Martin. Coastal Construction Design also handles exterior restoration, including siding and gutters. They are also a GAF certified contractor. Visit coastalconstruction.pro or call 251-215-3429. Coastal Construction Design. All things roofing from start to end.
There's nothing like a brand new truck. From Sarah Automotive, new Honda Ridgelines from $349 a month, Ford Rangers from $357 a month, and Nissan Frontiers from $379 a month. One of the largest truck selections in Alabama. Plus, you get a lifetime warranty, no charge, engine, powertrain, and more. There's nothing like a brand new truck. From Sarah Honda, Sarah Ford, and Sarah Nissan, serving Alabama since 1981.